Hare Krishna. We'll sing this song by Thakur Bhakti Vinod. Keno Hare Krishna now. Keno Hare Krishna naam Hari bole mano prana kandena. Keno Hare Krishna naam Hari bole mano prana kandena. पाखी न जानी कौन अपराधे पाखी न जानी कौन अपराधे मुखे हरे कृष्ण नाम बोलो ना मुखे हरे कृष्ण नाम बोलो नाम किनो हरे कृष्ण नाम हरि बोले मनो प्राण कांदेना केनो हरे कृष्ण नाम हरि बोले मनो प्राण कांदेना बानर पखीरे धरे राखलम हृदय मंदिरे बानर पखीरे मधुमाखा ये हरि नाम मधुमाखा पखीर शिखाइले शिखे पखीर शिखाइले शिखे केनो हरे कृष्ण नाम हरि बोले मनो प्राण कांदेना केनो हरे कृष्ण हरि बोले मनो प्राण कांदेना पाखी सकल नाम बोलते पारो पाखी सकल नाम बोलते पारो केनो हरे कृष्ण नाम बोलो ना केनो हरे कृष्ण बोलो ना केनो हरे कृष्ण नाम हरि बोले मनो प्राण कांदेना केनो हरे कृष्ण चलो पाखी रूपेरा देश जाई चलो पाखी रूपेरा देश जाई जे देश के माने रमानु जे देश के माने रमानु आशा जाओ या नाई आशा जाओ या नाई केनो हरे कृष्ण नाम हरि बोले मनो प्राण कांदेना केनो हरे कृष्ण हरि बोले मनो प्राण कांदेना पाखीरे तोहरा मरण काले थे पाखीरे तोहरा मरण काले चार विवासेर दौलाते चार विवासेर दौलाते और चार जने ते कांधे कोरे और चार जने लोए जाबे स्मशान घाटे ते लोए जाबे स्मशान घाटे ते केनो हरे कृष्ण नाम हरि बोले मनो प्राण कांदे ना। ओरे ओ तोरा मुखे आगुन दिवे तुले की करो बीताई बोलो ना हरे कृष्ण नाम हरि बोले हरे कृष्ण नाम हरि बोले किलो हरे कृष्ण नाम हरि बोले मनो प्राण कांते ना। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राधा गोपाल राधे विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीडी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शिल प्रभुपाद की। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की। मथुरा पुरी धाम की। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की। गंगा मैया की। यमुना मैया की, भक्ति देवी की, श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा गोपाल की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. The meaning of this song is, oh, why does my heart not weep from chanting the holy names Hare Krishna? The bird of my heart does not know what past sinful activities it has committed to cause this inability to chant Hare Krishna properly. O forest bird, I have kept something for you very carefully within the cottage of my heart, the holy name of Hari, which is overflowing with pure sweet honey. O bird, you could learn the chanting of this name if you were taught. A bird is easily able to speak all names. Why then does this bird of my heart refuse to chant Hare Krishna? Oh, why does my heart not weep from chanting the holy names Hare Krishna? O bird, come, let us go to the spiritual world, the land of true and everlasting beauty. It is the place where the imaginary man of my mind will never again come and go on the revolving cycle of birth and death. O bird, at the time of death, your body will simply be placed upon a funeral stretcher, lifted on the shoulders of 4 persons, and carried to the cremation grounds. Alas, the cremation fire will enter your mouth and then totally consume your tongue. There will be nothing you can do to save yourself, for at that time it is too late. You will be unable to speak anymore. Chila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Very beautiful song. Mind is compared to bird. Bird is able to utter many names. So why Hare Krishna is not coming out of my tongue? And ultimately we will be taken on the shoulders of 4 people. How many of you imagine 4 people are carrying your bad body on their 4 shoulders? Raise your hand. So now your body is taken to cremation ground. It is kept on the funeral pyre, and somebody, if you are grahastha, your son. If you don't have any son, somebody else. If you are a brahmachari, some other younger brahmachari or sannyasi, then some other brahmachari or somebody sets fire, and the end of your body. So till then you have time. Not till then, till you take your last breath. So better now only. Better late than never. That time it will be never possible, because they put, it seems, the fire in the mouth only. They put ghee in the mouth and put fire in the mouth. First the tongue will burn. The tongue cannot chant the holy name. Anyway, with last breath only, tongue will stop chanting. So before that we have time. That is the exam time, death time. That time also we have to not exactly chant, but remember Krishna. But by chanting throughout life, we will remember Krishna at the last moment. So now life is preparation and death is the examination. So let us see who passes that. Many passed IIT JEE, many might have passed NEET, and I don't know which all exams are there. Whichever exams are there, you might have passed that. You already have passed first year, second year exams, some tests, surprise tests, I don't know what, prelims, what are the names of those tests. That is a damn easy thing. That according to karma, you will anyway pass. This little study. But exam of death, nobody can pass without the grace of the Supreme Lord. Tadami buddhi yogam tam. I give him the intelligence, Krishna says. On our own we cannot remember Krishna. Prane prayana samaye kafavata pittai kantavarodhana vidhau smaranam kutaste. Prane prayana samaye. When the time of my death comes, prane prayana samaye kafavata pittai. This from here to here only. Kapha Vata Pitta will be so much imbalanced that impossible. The Kapha Vata Pitta will not affect this lower part of the body, but only from here to here only. This much, hardly 1 foot or so. But that is enough for losing all control over the body, mental derangement. Prani prayana samay kaphavata pittai, kantha avarodhan, the throat will be choked with bile, mucus and air. And as Kapila says, kanthe ghur ghurayate, like that sound will come. He may want to tell his wife, son, somebody around, and all. This is all choked with cough, mucus and bile, three things, kaphavata pitta, and that is enough. Kantavarodhana vidhau smaranam guthaste. How can you? I remember you, O Lord. Impossible. That's why let me die when I am young only. This is King Kiloshekhar in Mukundmala Stotra. Prabhupada's very, very dear verse. Many times Prabhupada would say that. What is the beginning? Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam Adyaiva me Vishatu Manasa Rajahansaha Prani Prayana Samaye Kapavata Pittai Kantavarodhana Vidhau Smaranam Kutaste. Prabhupada's one of the most favorite verses. That at the time of death, his whole thing, tract of body will be choked. I cannot remember you, Lord. So let me die now only when I am young and hale and healthy. When my consciousness is fixed onto your lotus feet. At the time of death, it will be very precarious condition. But anyway, Krishna's responsibility to remind us of himself. But our responsibility now is to serve him, especially by hearing and chanting. Then he will give us reminder, or he will give us remembrance at the last moment. We do our part. This is Tesham Nitya Bhayuktanam. No, not that. Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Pritipurvakam. Tesham Satata Yuktanam. Always we be engaged quantitatively and do all services with love for Krishna, quantity and quality. Then Krishna will give the intelligence, the Dami Buddhi Yogam Tam. To him, one who throughout his life always renders service to me. He is 24 hours engaged with his body, mind and words, and he does everything with his heart. Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Or Buddha Bhava Samanvitam. They worship me with all their hearts. To such devotee only Krishna will give remembrance at the last moment. The Dami Buddhi Yogam Tam, and that remembrance is such Yanamam Upayantite, by which he will come back to me. Yesterday Mataji is not here, but she had asked about intensity. So I was thinking after that during exams, how many of you feel life is very intense? Isn't it? How much you study? Regularly also we study, daily we study, throughout the semester we study, but one day before exam, or on the day, morning of that exam, how much we are studying, isn't it? Quantity increases or not? Generally we may study daily 1-2 hours, on weekends, holidays, 5-6 hours, 7-8 hours, but during, I would in my PLs, preparatory leave, daily would study 10 to 13 hours, sometimes 14 hours. I was not intelligent like you. I had to study a lot. And then exam time to chanting goes with high speed. And by morning 6:30 all 16 rounds are over. And then studying and everything is absorbed like anything. Everything is memorized. The memory grasping power increases like anything, because we know we have to repeat it all. We have to reproduce it on the paper. Whatever goes in now has to come out, and lot of things that are going in will be coming out also, will be asked in the exam, like that. So that is intense spirit, yes or no? So that means quantity of studies is more and grasping is more. That's what I answered yesterday, that quantity services throughout life engaged 24/7 and with love, grasping. So everything should go in. Just like now is raining, now also it's okay, but now the summer is begun. This will keep on, the scorching sun rays will keep on hitting the surface of the earth till June or July or so, and then first rains will fall on the earth, and earth will absorb all the water because she's hot like anything for 3-4 months of the summer. Whole water will be absorbed, and it keeps taking, then the saturation kind of things happen, and then the water is accumulated on the top surface, because inside it is gone. But again because continuous it doesn't rain, so again water will go down, again she will accept. But in the beginning, how she accepts? In the beginning of rainy season. So like that one should absorb Krishna fully. Krishna should permeate our whole existence. Then we'll be blessed. Then we'll be quite Krishna conscious, completely Krishna conscious. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Tatati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. At the time of death you may not be able to shout like this. Now is the time to shout. At the time of death we pray that some devotee, at least one devotee around, will be shouting holy name in our ears. We will say, Prabhu, please chant, chant, chant. And we will say, can't. I can't. It's difficult. But he will keep chanting and hopefully we will be remembering Krishna. That's why Krishna is very merciful. He doesn't say at the last moment you have to chant holy name. Antakale cha mameva smaran. Remember. Remembrance is possible with the subtle body. Gross body will not be in a position to be able to chant the holy name. For some, it may be fortune, but otherwise not. Okay, so welcome to our continuation on the discussion of our improving our japa by avoiding 10 offenses. 8 we discussed. The 9th one is in Sanskrit, Ashraddha dhane vimukhe api ashrunvati. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. In essence, two things. This is not to be misunderstood as giving holy name to others. That's not a problem. When we go on the street for street Sankirtan, loudly we chant with sound system. So many people, literally everybody is hearing. In which there will be many faithless persons also. That is not what it means. That is not offense. But if you catch somebody who doesn't have faith and you tell him very high level glories of the holy name, first of all he doesn't have faith in the holy name, in God or something like that. And then you are telling him something like, when a devotee chants the holy name, Krishna and his internal potency, Radharani, are dancing on your tongue. So you say, what? What nonsense. Nobody danced on my tongue ever. Even ant I did not allow to dance. So they cannot understand this. Their faith is very less, or they don't have faith in one sense. So that is one explanation. And the second explanation is for Guru who gives diksha to a disciple without raising him to higher level of faith. Thereby the disciple keeps chanting daily. So that level he has not raised him to, just for the sake of followers. Okay, I want more and more disciples. Okay, here is one. Okay, it's okay. He's from IIT BHU. Very nice to have disciples from IIT, and that to IIT BHU. Very good, very good. So then he commits that offense. So he will be in trouble. So it is for Diksha Guru. And for us, giving higher level glories of the holy name to somebody who is not that level. So tell him. Simple things you can tell him. We are not body, we are spirit, soul. We come from spiritual world. Like that. And then we give them holy name and tell them to chant. But we don't tell too many glories of the holy name, especially beyond what they can accept, beyond what they can believe. And step by step, as they keep chanting, heart gets purified. As they keep taking prasadam, heart consciousness gets purified, and they develop shraddha. By taking prasadam, shraddha will develop, and then they can understand the higher level or glories of the holy name. Then we can tell. Just like devotees like you, I can tell very high level of glories of the holy name, but not to the first years from your hostel when they come. Even if I am speaking on the holy name, I have to keep it in a simple fashion. Krutaya dhyayate Vishnum tretayam yajato makhe dvapare paricharyayam kalota dharikirtan. Like that, very simple shlokas. That what we tell. That this is the process to achieve the Lord. And substantiate. This is not only stated here, but it is also stated here. It is also stated there. So then they understand, okay, what this fellow says seems to be true. Like that. But then also it is intellectual, not so much. But when they actually chant, when they dance while singing the holy name, when they take prasad, then the shraddha will develop. When they see devotees chanting, step by step their faith will keep going high. Then we can tell the higher level glories. So from here Maharaj what he says, often devotees may wonder if they have committed this offense by requesting any person they meet. Well, just say Hare Krishna, it is an Indian greeting. Someone who chants the holy name must have faith. This faith is engendered by Sankirtan, loud chanting of the holy name. If someone has attained faith, he will approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the holy name from him. The term faith has to be understood properly. It means to firmly believe in the glories and potency of the holy name. As Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudruda Nichhay Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kruta Hoy. Faith means what? Shraddha Shabde Vishwas. It's a trust. Shraddha, sublime trust. Faith means trust in something sublime. Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudruda Nichhay. It is great determination or understanding of the person that Krishna Bhakti Kaile. If only I perform Krishna consciousness, Sarva Karma Hoy. Sarva Kruta. Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kruta Hoy. All other activities are done. To the extent that I don't even have to go to college and job and all. If I just keep chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. All perfection will be achieved. You know Srivas Thakur. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, hey Srivas, such a big family, 5 brothers, their 5 wives, and so many children, servants, maid servants. How do you maintain? I don't see you going for job 9 to 5 or 10 to 6. Nothing. He said, what? He clapped. 1, 2, 3. By the end of third clapping, if I don't get the necessary things for the maintenance of all these family members who are none other than devotees, then I will drown myself in Ganges. And Mahaprabhu said, even if Lakshmi becomes a beggar and goes door to door begging, in your house there will not be any scarcity. So this is called as faith. Similarly, when his son died, can you imagine? Son died in the midnight, in the beginning of the night. And then he heard some kirtan was going on in house. And all are dancing, Mahaprabhu is dancing, Haridas Thakur is dancing, Nityananda is dancing, Advaita Acharya is dancing. And Srivas sensed some sound is coming. Strange sound. He's crying or what? Then he went in the next room and he found his wife and many other women. They were surrounding the bed on which dead body of his son was there. He asked what happened. Srivas, your son is dead. That is okay. Everybody has to die, today or tomorrow. In fact, he's so fortunate. He died when Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in her house, when the Sankirtan was going on. I wish I could die like that. He's most fortunate. So why are you crying? It's not worth lamenting. But in case, he's considered also. Because there are women and attachment is there to the son or nephew or whatever. So in case you have to die, in case you have to cry very softly. Let it not be so loud that Mahaprabhu's dancing gets disturbed. If that happens, I'll drown myself in the Ganges. All the women were shocked. My God. Already the son is dead, father should not die. So they tried to control their crying, tried to reduce. And then he came out and he started dancing. Can you imagine your son is dead? All of you, I don't have son only, so you can't understand that. But let's say your previous generation somebody is dead, very close relative. So our brother or sister, somebody is dead. Will you dance in Kirtan? What will be your state of mind? So much disturbance. How did he die? I just did not expect. If one is bedridden for several days in old age, then we know anytime he may leave body. We are prepared. But when somebody leaves suddenly, that too he is young and all, we are not prepared. You understand? Huh? None of us are prepared to for that, like that. So then it becomes a big shock, and whole psychologically, mentally we are disturbed. And that time even kirtan is going on, you may not be able to hear anything. Forget about going inside and dancing there. But he started dancing full swing. In the beginning of the day, then Mahaprabhu said, I sense some distress in this house. Is there something wrong here? Immediately Srivas said, oh Lord, when you are dancing in the house, Sankirtan is going on, how can there be any distress? Imagine. Still Mahaprabhu was not convinced by that. And then one devotee said, Mahaprabhu, Srivas' son is dead. What? Srivas' son is dead when? 7.5 hours back. 7.5 hours back. Why didn't you tell me? Because Srivas had told everyone not to disturb your ecstasy when you are dancing. I said, what? Just for my ecstasy, you did not tell such a terrible thing that Srivas' son is dead? Oh, how can I give up such loving devotee as Srivas? The devotee is wondering, hey, how can I give up such loving devotees as Srivas? Because Mahaprabhu was indicating of his future sannyas. Very soon, in just a matter of 1 year maximum, he will be taking sannyas. Mahaprabhu did nocturnal kirtan in the house of Srivas Thakur from the age 23 to 24. For 1 year only he did. So this happened somewhere in the between. So just maximum 1 year. And then you know the rest of the story, how Mahaprabhu revived that child. So this is the level it is required. This is called faith. Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudrudha Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Kaile. If I do Krishna Bhakti, Sarva Karma Kruta hai. Now Srivas, as the son is dead, he has to do some karma. He has to, whatever the body, the body, we keep the legs together, the toes, big toes of the should be tied up, and things like that, because the body starts stiffening, becoming harder and harder. Afterwards it becomes difficult to, when the soul leaves, the body starts becoming harder and harder, becomes hardened completely. So before it goes too hard, then only some things have to be done for the body. And then there is the tulsi leaf that has to be kept, Ganga Jal has to be poured, and maybe garland of the Lord, and things have to be done. This is all karma. This is all to be done during karma, according to karma kanda. All these things are to be done, and eventually the body has to be kept on the stretcher for people lifting, and in Nam Sankirtan it has to be taken to crematorium, and whatever is required has to be done. But Srivas is not bothered only all about these things. What is it? His conviction: Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita hai. If I only dance Krishna Bhakti, I do, when Lord is dancing, I accompany him, all other things are accomplished. No need to worry. And like that 7.5 hours got over, Srivas did not do single thing, not even one thing for his son, dead body of his son. See, this is the conviction. This is called as faith. And as we already discussed, Krishna Bhakti means what? 9 processes. And in all the 9 processes, which is topmost? Nam Sankirtan. Bhajanera madhya sarvasreshta navavidha bhakti Krishna prema Krishna dite dhare mahashakti Tara madhya sarvasreshta nama sankirtan Niraparadha nama laile paya prema dhan. So Srivas Thakur is convinced that Nam Sankirtan is going on, topmost devotional activity. So why should I bother about any other thing that is to be done for the dead body of my son? So to that extent one has to be, faithful. So if we are like that, then great. That's the faith. The term faith has to be understood properly. It means to firmly believe in the glories and the potency of the holy name. A real Vaishnava will not give the holy name to someone lacking this faith, for this person will severely harm his spiritual life by committing offenses. Just like a knife, very sharp. I just sharpened the knife. Can I give it to a child who is 1 or 2 year old? No, I will be most offensive to that child, because the child, even if not stabbing himself, he may somewhere scratch it on any part of his body, and immediately so much bleeding will happen. The child's body will be endangered. So I cannot do that. But I can definitely give that knife to subjugating devotee. Because devotees are frustrated. For last 1 month we are trying to cut sabji like this, and then somehow we are able to make it into 2 pieces. So then I am kitchen in charge. And I got the knives sharpened, and then I give Haribol gift, and everybody is ecstatic. And they cut the sabji very wonderfully. I may also caution the Hare Krishna Prabhus, be careful. Just sharpen, cut the sabji, not your body, like that. So you understand? That is the meaning. Not giving the holy name to somebody who will not be able to handle it. Child, you cannot give the sharp knife. Give to some expert sabji cutting person. Simultaneously, person who gives the holy name will lose all his devotional merits and quickly fall down if you give it to neophyte. Give it means tell the glories. We can ask, like in train also, because earlier I would promise to deities on Radhashtami day. I would promise Radharani, from this Radhashtami to next Radhashtami for Radharani I will distribute 1000 books of Prabhupada. So then it's like, intense life. I was telling, intense life, because Radharani have promised, I have to fulfill this promise. So in my sadhana card I would write in the corner what is the score till date. So let's say Radhashtami day only I distributed 1 book. Then next day 3 books. So on the next day I'll write 4. Then 3 more books I distributed. So the third day I will write 7. So count. I have to count, na? How will I remember after 365 days? So then that happened. So that year I could distribute 1000 books. Next Radhashtami I promised Radharani, this time I will distribute 100 Mahabig books and 2000 small books, like that. So then the pressure is more now. Intense life, Any opportunity, every opportunity, books have to be with me and I have to try to give. So by Radharani's grace, that also happened. But then by that time I was, I think, ISKCON Youth Forum coordinator for all over India. India means wherever we had our centers, IIT Kharagpur, NIT Warangal, NIT Surathkal, and 1 or 2 more places in India, and Pune, several youth centers. So I was the central coordinator for that. So anybody can call me anytime and say, Prabhu, we don't have lockers. Could you please sanction 3 lockers? So I have to sanction the budget, asking Radheshyam Prabhu, like that. So the life was very taxing. My youth preaching services were at the peak. So I was scared. Now I cannot increase the target, nor can I maintain 100 Mahabig and 2000. So I said, Radharani, this time is difficult. I will only distribute 1000 small books. 1000 books overall. That also I was in tension. This also seems to be too high. I may not be able to. Before starting this whole game, I had asked Radheshyam Prabhu. I clearly remember we were going to, I think, Bharati Vidyapit's base, youth center. He was in sumo, next to driver. I was sitting behind. One more devotee was there. So I asked from behind, Prabhu, if I promise to deities something to do, but in case I am not able to fulfill my promise, will that be offense? He said, no, that is a promise. You are not taking a vow. So in fact, by that promise, you may endeavor to do something for them. It's very nice. And even if you fail, it's not a problem, because it's just a promise. Because ultimately by their sanction only things happen. Then I said, done. So immediately Radhashtami was coming. So before that only I had asked him. So Radhashtami day only I had promised that 1000 books. Then next Radhashtami, 100 Mahabig, 2000 small. Then next Radhashtami I said 1000 books. But I was completely in tension that life is very and certainly 1 month passed almost. Radhashtami is in September. So then September passed, October, and I hardly had distributed few books. It was less than 100 also. The way I would distribute earlier, that way it was not happening. If you see that 365 days are there in a year, so if you distribute daily 3 books, your score of 1000 happens. So 3 books, small books, big books, whatever it is, daily is possible. It was possible, but in this phase it was not possible, and September passed by, October passed by, almost November passed by, and tension was building up. I am lagging now. How will I complete 1000 books? And then came marathon month, and in that 1 month only I distributed 1000 plus books. So I think, wow, bach gaya. Radharani is very merciful. For next so many months I don't have to worry also, because target is already reached, but I can still distribute little bit. And it was difficult because my life was very taxing. Then apart from this, then I started gaming simultaneously. We have that ball, the throw ball, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls you have seen in the circus or somewhere they show that show. So then on Janmashtami I prayed to Kunji Bihariji that I will dress you, O Lord, dress the deities 50 times in a year. So in a year 52 weeks are anyway there, but my life was, I was going to Warangal, so 12 days, 13 days, a month. So then it's not possible every week to do. So then I have to, after coming, overdo and all that. So that also I started doing. Then simultaneously I started praying to Gaurang Mahaprabhu that you came for spreading the holy name. So from this Gaur Purnima to next Gaur Purnima, I will distribute 50 beads. So every lecture I would give anywhere in Pune, they would call me congregation. I would carry beads always. Then the cost was 15 rupees sometime. So then I asked some grihastha coordinator on the Prabhu, these beads are for 15 rupees. Is it possible for somebody in congregation, the earning devotees, to sponsor 5 rupees per bead so that we can tell people and people will be inspired to take beads for 10 rupees. 15 becomes in between figure, little difficult. He said, Prabhu, how many beads you have brought? So I would tell 50. So 15 to 5, how much? 250, na? I will give you, don't worry. You distribute, whatever you want, you do. So at the end, I would announce, so this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. I would give class on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaur Purnima. And then I would say, Mahaprabhu came for spreading the holy name. It will be nice. You all start chanting holy name. This is auspicious beginning. You will be very pleased. So I have brought the books, these beads. And these are costing 15 rupees. But by the grace of this Prabhu, who has sponsored 5 rupees per bead, this is only for 10 rupees. So all those who want, please come. Raise your hand, those who want. So I would be like, you understand, I have to inspire them because my target has to be reached. Na? That I would not tell what is the inner thing. It is only between me and Mahaprabhu. Nobody else knows. So I would achieve. So what would happen, I would travel also for youth preaching to Warangal. So I would carry beads there also. And I would distribute books. And then I would request the people. I would see this person is quite faithful. He's Indian. He has already faith in Sanatana Dharma and he's impressed by what I am speaking, Prabhupada books. So I would ask that, Prabhu, would you like to take these beads also? They're just for 10-15 rupees. And the person would take. Like that. I remember once when Mataji took, I was on the side upper berth and she was on the upper berth here. So she was higher level and I was here. And I distributed book to her, I distributed beads to her and said, Mataji, like this we have to chant. This next to this Guru Mani, like this. Then I told her, after telling everything, so would you like to chant one round? Now we'll chant together. So she said, okay. So then she was sitting there, I was sitting here. And then we chanted one round together. We have even RC. So then I thought, okay, now she knows a complete procedure how to chant. So because I had time that time. So not only distributing bead. So like this is not a problem because she had a faith. And some people would say, no, it's okay. I will read this book and I will take beads from his content. So that means understood. He's not yet ready for chanting the holy name. So I would not force him for taking beads, etc. Book he took, that is good enough. Some people will not have that much faith. They will not take book also. No problem. At least they saw the book. They touched the book. I showed the index. They saw Prabhupada's photo. Enough. The Sukruti is building up. When it ripens, it reaches a level. It will convert into attraction, and the person will say, "What is that book? Let me see." Like that. So we are never the losers when we are distributing holy name, distributing books, prasadam. People don't take, that is their problem. Then also they benefit because they saw Mahaprasad, they saw, or anything they saw. They saw you, they saw your Kantimala, they saw your tilak, they saw your shevded. So this is good enough. They saw saffron. बहुत लाल लाल है, भड़क आग लगी है ये साधु के शरीर पे. This represents fire also, no? Fire is like this, fire ही होता है साधु. जला डालेगा आपके भौतिक जीवन को. थोड़ा सावधान, थोड़ा दूर से ही ठीक है, पास जाएंगे आपके भौतिक जीवन को आग लगा देगा वो. तो थोड़ा तो उसको याद आ गया मृत्यु आएगी या फिर ये. दिस ऑल्सो इज ना, व्हेन यू शेव हेड मीन्स somebody is dead in your family, isn't it? So people remember, hey, death may come. So preaching happens just by our going out only. So he says, but what about all the preachers who are constantly committing this offense by giving the holy name, either orally or in the form of literature, to people who have no real faith? Are they bereft of any chance? No. This offense refers especially to giving the holy name by the means of diksha, initiation. To instruct a faithless person on the glories of the holy name means to initiate him. So none of us are Diksha Gurus. So we don't commit that offense. If you become Diksha Guru in future, so then you have to be careful. Don't go by n number of followers. I want 10,000 disciples today only. And 9,999 have to be from BHU. Not BHU, IIT BHU. Here I find in your youth center lot of discrimination. BHU, IIT BHU, BHU, IIT. Because I am outsider, so I say BHU. No, bro. IIT BHU devotee. अच्छा जी. बहुत अहंकार है क्या आपको? IIT BHU. जैसे वो सब BHU की बिल्डिंग नीचे ग्राउंड फ्लोर है और IIT BHU वालों का सेकंड फ्लोर, थर्ड फ्लोर, टॉप फ्लोर, टेरेस पे पहुंचे वो. और वहाँ से खुद ही मारेंगे. ठीक है, no problem. As long as you are ready to continue chanting, all that unnecessary things will go away. The habit to accept disciples without having instructed them about spiritual life and having instilled faith in them is a great offense on the part of the Guru. That's why Gurus have to travel wherever the disciples are. So he has to make sure the disciples are hearing from him. He will ask at the end, "Arey, where is that Prabhu? Where is that Mataji?" Because the concern is there. Otherwise, he is committing offense in one sense. Those who are not initiated, he has to increase their faith to the level of chanting 16 rounds for whole life, and then he can initiate them. And those who are already initiated, he has to make sure they also continue throughout life. Otherwise, they will commit Guru Avagya because they have promised Guru, and it is his responsibility to take them back to Godhead. And it is not meaning that he lifts all the disciples and carries them physically. He carries them spiritually, and for that they have to be spiritually elevated. They will be elevated only when they chant, by hearing and by chanting. So his concern, he has to see whether my disciples are attending classes or not, where are they are in kirtan or not, and top leaders are there or not, presidents and counselors. That is all the more responsibility, because if those top leaders are only crazy fellows who are missing and not chanting, then all others down the line they will say, "Kya हमारा counselor ही नहीं जप कर रहा है." A president of the temple chants. One temple somewhere the president was chanting some 14 rounds or something, and the disciples complained that Prabhupada, this president is chanting only 14 rounds. 2 rounds he would not chant only. And it's like very shocking, na? अरे इतना 14 किया तो 2 hour करने में क्या जाता है तेरा? तो लेकिन वो नहीं कर रहा था. तो Prabhupada said, "Please explain to him, call him, I'll meet him," something like that. It's a guru's responsibility to make sure that disciples are going on with their regular whatever practices. So otherwise he should not give them initiation, and after initiation also he should see that what they are doing, etc. A guru who behaves like that will fall down and lose all the good results of his spiritual life. That's why too many disciples, out of the 64 regulatory principles, one of them is also not to accept too many disciples beyond your limit. Like, it becomes difficult. Water can rise, no problem, up to your waist, up to your chest, up to your neck. But if the water comes here, it becomes difficult. It goes inside the nose, you'll suffocate and you'll die only. Up to here also no problem. You can still breathe. So the guru has to make sure. At least he should have something like counselor system, mentor system, through president, that overseeing all my disciples are being taken care of by that leader. And this leader takes care of these devotees. And like that he should ensure. And he should take care of those leaders and also regularly visit the places where his disciples are staying. So, and other thing he can do, let's say one disciple is there in Africa, South Africa, and this guru doesn't have that zone, he may not visit there. So at least his god brother will be there as guru there. So he can ask him, "Could you please take care of this disciple? I entrust my disciple to you, and you act as his Shiksha Guru." He may tell the disciple also, "He is your Shiksha Guru. If you please him, you please me." Make sure. I have seen in Pune, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj told all his disciples directly, openly, that if you please Radhesham Prabhu, I am pleased. So all the disciples would make sure that we are very faithful, obedient to Radhesham Prabhu. Because Guru Maharaj has said, if Radhesham Prabhu is pleased, I am pleased. Because Gopal Krishna Maharaj would hardly come to temple, Pune temple, 3-4 times a year, but not much, not 365 days is there. But Radhesham Prabhu is more or less, earlier was lot available, now not much. But so they would be, and I saw clearly, as much as faith the disciples of Gopal Krishna Maharaj had in Radhesham Prabhu, that much Radhanath Maharaj disciples did not have the accountability, not faith, you can say accountability, you understand? Because they felt, Radhanath Maharaj also had said that. In fact, in my letter, one of the letters to Maharaj, Radhanath Maharaj, I wrote, "Maharaj, that I have been writing letters to you, but I understand you are very busy. You have disciples all over the world, and they are doing a phenomenal service for the moment, and you need to take care of them. I am now okay, and I am under Radhesham Prabhu. So I will write letters to you, but you don't have to reply, Maharaj, knowing that you are quite busy." So that letter I wrote to Maharaj. Maharaj did not reply, but I had written like that. So next time when I went to Bombay, Radha Gopinath temple, and after lunch with Maharaj and all, so then Maharaj would be the first one after finishing prasadam. He gets up, he washes his hand, and then he proceeds to his room, and then we all would jump on his Maha Maha And oh my God, it's like sliding over everybody else and trying to get something, and then we would wash our hand, plate, etc. Then after doing all that, I was running upstairs from Lakshmi Narayan temple, those of you know, running upward, and then I reached the top, first floor. So when I reached, I saw Maharaj was in front, some 10-15 feet ahead. So I stopped. I cannot go with high speed now because he's there. But then Maharaj had heard somebody was coming with very high speed, the stamping and this thing. So then he stopped and he looked back and he saw that I was there. I had just reached that floor. And he saw nobody's there. So he extended his hand. I went immediately running. Then he caught me in his embrace and he said, "Thank you very much for your very nice letter." So he acknowledged, because I had written that you don't have to write. So no reply came through this thing. So one has to make sure that the disciples are well taken care of. So one can entrust the disciple to some other guru also. Then that person will act as Shiksha Guru. So in one sense, for Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj disciples in Pune, Radheshyam Prabhu was like Shiksha Guru only. Though Shiksha Guru is still a higher position, in a sense, Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, no difference. And Shiksha Guru also has to be a pure devotee only. But that can be done. But it is Guru's responsibility to make sure to make complete arrangement for his disciples' deliverance. Bhakti Lata Beach. Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Beach. What is Bhakti Lata Beach? Does anyone know? ऐसा है क्या, दीक्षा के समय हर किसी को बीज देते ना, आपको केले के इसका बीज, आपको आम का, आपको नारियल का बीज बो, आपके अगर घर में नहीं है जगह तो बाजू वाले के इसमें डाल दो, यहाँ से पानी डाल दो क्या होता है वो बीज? व्हाट इज दैट? रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस एंड मेथड्स of devotional service. So this guru has to ensure for each one of his disciples, or he has to ensure that he has some leader under him who will ensure this thing, that the disciples are knowing rules and regulations for advancement, do's, don'ts, and methods, how to chant nicely, and how they should be entering in holy dham, all those things, and entire science in one sense. That is his responsibility. If he is not doing that, then what kind of guru is he? He is after name, fame only for I have 10 lakhs disciples. That will not do. Then the guru will have difficulty in life. He will fall down also. Faithless persons should first, as mentioned above, gain faith through singing the holy names. After some time, they will approach a bona fide guru, receive initiation into the holy name, and thus easily attain prema, love of God, the highest goal of life. Although we have heard that this offense is mainly committed by a guru who gives initiation to an unqualified disciple, it can also be committed by someone who openly speaks about the confidential glories of the holy name to an unqualified audience. So, qualified, like today evening I have class, this for faculty members, for all. They are all senior to you, more educated than you, more moneyed than you, but my level of speech has to be quite on ground level. The way I am speaking here, high level, going in the sky, I am in plane now, sky high, but for them I have to be like a car, or maybe Bailgadi only, bullock cart, because they are new. I don't know how many rounds they chant, maybe one rounder. Some may not be chanting also. They'll come with their wives, wife, Mataji chanting or not, we don't know. Children will be there maybe. So there the speech will be, we are not bodies, we are spirit soul. Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam. You say, Prabhu, kya baat kar rahe ye sab? To humne 1000 baar suna hai. Here I will not speak those things much. Here we are going on very high level. But for them, I have to be. So I have to speak carefully there. See their facial expressions, what's happening there. Somebody does like this, kya bola? So then I may stop also. Any question to see, oh, jisne bola kya bola? He may ask a question, something like that. So we have to be careful with new people. We should not tell them highest things. Which persons are unfit to be initiated into the holy name? The faithless person lives in the imagination that after having accepted the holy name, he no longer needs to fear mistakes and sins. He thinks that after initiation, everybody should offer their prostrated obeisances, dandavat, unto him, and that he should be served by others. Such a person is unfit for spiritual life. The mood of servant should be inculcated in such a person. Then he can be initiated. One who thinks, yeah, done. One disciple gave up chanting next day only. He was initiated by Prabhupada. And next day he did not chant one round also and started breaking four regulative principles. So other disciples who were in touch, they told Prabhupada, yesterday you initiated him. He stopped chanting and he is breaking four regulative principles. Prabhupada said, I never initiated him. No, Prabhupada, yesterday you initiated him. I did not initiate him. No, Prabhupada, you gave him the beads, Tulsi beads, and you gave him this name, dash, 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 dash. Prabhupada said, I did not initiate him. Means what? If somebody does not follow the instructions given by me, he is not disciple only. He just made a show, he cheated in one sense, devotees, but he cannot cheat Guru. So Guru rejected him. So we have to be faithful to Guru throughout life. Just like in marriage, the wife and husband both take vows while having Agni Valayam. 7 times they go around the fire and they take certain vows. In nowadays marriages, all goes in a hodgepodge way. Nobody knows what happens. But if you see our Vaishnav marriages, when the devotee couples get married, amazing. The pujari or the priest, he tells A to Z. What does this fire mean? What are the vows? What you have to do, Mataji? What you have to do, Prabhuji? And it's a kind of lecture also simultaneously. Though not continuous, in between he'll keep speaking. So very amazing. Similarly, DT installation also. Outside also installation happen, but like Ram Lala happened. But how many lectures were given and all rituals go on. But if you see our DT installation, that Prabhu, Japataka Maharaj disciple, I forgot his name. So in between Radha Damodar temple opening I saw, he was giving speech. So this particular item that we are doing now, by this we are inviting their lordships to come here and all scientific explanation of each and every ritual. Why we do this? What does it mean? And we are wondering, my God, so much science is there for every mantra, every act done. Many times it just goes on rituals after rituals. Swaha, ha, ha, hu, hu. Nobody knows what is happening there. So one has to educate his people. That is the responsibility of everyone. How then can the faithless be liberated? As already mentioned, he has to develop faith through loud Sankirtan before he can receive the holy name. This means that one should encourage such persons to chant the holy name, but without instructing them about the most advanced, intimate secrets, as for example, that Krishna dances on the tongue of the chanter. So these things will not be spoken for newcomers. Faithless persons cannot understand such topics. At least they will consider it an exaggeration. It is a general principle for preachers to avoid statements which cannot be understood by their audience. In our ISKCON, we have also question answer at the end, or we have clarification. So devotees may seek clarification. You said like this in lecture, but I did not understand, or I understood in this way. Is that correct? So further explanation. So because the audience is not at that level, they have not heard so many things, their level of faith is not that high, but they want to have higher level of faith. So they may seek clarification, they may ask questions, further details about that particular statement or concept or whatever. So we allow that so that people's faith will be going high. Through science only our faith, science is devotional science, our faith will grow. That's why so many lectures we have, so many books are written, millions of shlokas are there, and all, seeing a particular incident from all angles of views, everything is there. Case studies. For the same reason, one should not confront the beginner with a list of all the offenses against the holy name. He doesn't require. Like here, all of you are chanting 16 rounds or at least 4, 5, 8 rounds. Beginners, why they should? They don't stay with devotees, they will not commit offenses. They are ignorant, they can be given knowledge. First, he should receive encouraging instructions. By chanting the holy name, he will slowly be purified and acquire a higher taste, which enables him to gradually desist from material activities and take the offenses more seriously. When Srila Prabhupada propagated Krishna consciousness among the hippies in New York, he first encouraged them to chant the holy name. Only later he told them not to take drugs. 4 regulative principles were not told till he initiated the first batch of disciples. They all got initiated without knowing that after initiation we are not supposed to eat meat, not gamble, not have illicit sex, not take intoxicant. They did not know. Next day of initiation, some of them approached and said, Swamiji, you gave us initiation Diksha yesterday. Are there some rules to be followed? Prabhupada said, yes, there are 4 rules. No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex. So really? Okay, but now we are initiated, so I think we have to follow them. They thought they have to follow, and they followed. So just see how much Prabhupada was compassionate. But he emphasized on holy name a lot. He knew by chanting holy name they will be purified. Thus, one should simply encourage the faithless beginner to accept the spiritual path. Later, when he is established in spiritual life and seeks further progress, one can help him to become safe on his path. When he has developed faith in the chanting of the holy name, he will approach a bona fide guru, accept the holy name from him, and finally attain prema. Even thieves, prostitutes, and scoundrels can give up their sinful mentality and thus gain faith. We have Mrugari, we have Ratnakar, the highway dacoit, and Jagai Madai. Everybody can be delivered. They say in English, every saint had a past, and every rogue or thief every sinner has a future. That means everybody has hope. As soon as their faith is strong, they can be instructed about the holy name in detail. In this way, the holy name can be spread everywhere. It is interesting to see that Lord Chaitanya first invoked initial faith in Jagai and Madai before he gave them the holy name. We should not stop encouraging people to chant Hare Krishna, but first of all, we should invoke so much faith in them so that they actually begin to chant with understanding. Then by chanting, their faith increases and their spiritual life can improve. Then he talks about difference between the chanting of an initiated devotee and uninitiated devotee. How many of you are initiated here? One. Two. Okay, others will be initiated. How many of you want to be initiated? Good. So let us see the difference. The spiritual master establishes a genuine relationship between the jiva and Krishna. Therefore, it is essential in spiritual life to approach a bona fide guru and receive initiation from him. This is advised by Krishna. Where? In Gita. Where? 4.34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadikshanti te jnanam jnananishtvatodashana. One should approach a self-realized spiritual master and inquire from him submissively and render service. Self-realized souls have seen the truth and they can impart knowledge unto you. At the time of initiation, karma and material contamination leave the sincere disciple. It is said Krishna takes the charge. He takes entire of your sinful reaction, everything with him. Sinful, pious, everything he takes with him. Because Guru has taken. Guru is very dear to Krishna. So that's why Kintu Prabhorya Priya Eva Tasya. He is very confidential servitor of the Lord. He is very dear to the Lord. So he has given initiation to the disciple on behalf of Krishna only. So that's why Guru is as good as Krishna. So Krishna takes all the sinful reactions with him. And then he will watch. If this disciple is very sincere, he is not breaking four regulative principles, he continuously chants 16 rounds at least, minimum every day. And he doesn't offend Vaishnavas, the reactions will not come. But otherwise, Krishna will give. Especially by committing offenses, then Krishna will release. And the disciple will suffer also. Because he is going against the spiritual master by committing offenses to Vaishnava. So karma and material contamination leave the sincere disciple and he receives a strong feeling of liberation from his or her past. You will see how you are liberated from past sinful reactions. You can see that clearly. On this level, it is much easier for him to render devotional service. Thus often, one should very thankfully remember the spiritual master who has enabled us to chant with greater strength. But even chanting in the uninitiated stage has its effects. It qualifies one for initiation. Just like that IIT JEE you are preparing, it has nothing, in one sense, you have no connection with IIT. But that qualified you for entering in IIT college. Which college you did not know when you were preparing for IIT JEE. But when you prepared sincerely, you passed, then there was choice. And you chose one. So that qualifies one. Chanting before initiation leads to initiation and then the spiritual life really starts. That's why Diksha in English called as initiation, to initiate, starting. So one starts devotional service officially. One has taken shelter of Guru and then one is trying to take shelter of Krishna through Guru. Ashraya bhaje tare Krishna nahi tyaje. If you take shelter of Guru and do bhajan, then Krishna never gives you up. Because Guru is his man and Guru has taken charge of you. Yes, any question on 9th offense?
What you were telling about after initiation, all the karma is taken by Guru, taken by Krishna. So the tendency to that sinful activities, tendency to fast karma which also has some effect. Will it change? Will it decrease?
The disciple needs to be sincere at the time of Diksha. With all sincerity, Maharaj also has used that word sincerity. So with all sincerity he takes, then the karma bij is burnt only in one sense. Karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. But as I said, Krishna takes the whole stock of your sinful reactions with him. He withholds. But if you commit offenses to Vaishnavas and all that, then he will, or you go against the instruction of the spiritual master, you break the regulative principle, then he will give back. But still difference is there between ordinary person suffering his karmic reaction and this initiated devotee suffering, because this is given through Krishna. So it is meant, it is mercy of Krishna, it is for purification of that disciple. Krishna wants him to come to track. Otherwise he will become vagabond, or he will become outrageous. He will not be under control of anyone. Mera ho gaya diksha, abhi I can do any damn thing. So he will be very dangerous fellow then. So that should not happen. That's why Krishna will give also whenever he does blunders. Otherwise there will not a problem. Any other?
Can we say probably that initiation is it's an ongoing process? It's not just a formal ceremony which happens.
Surrender is ongoing process. It's not one time surrender. It's not like I surrender at the time of initiation to my guru and then I broke one regulative principle. Then what surrender? You have to, Sharanagati has 6 principles, na? Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshashyati vishwaso, gopadrutya varnam tata, atmanikshepa, karpanya, shadovida, sharanagati. So these 6 have to continue throughout life. Sharanagati is continuous process. Yes, I surrendered to my guru at the time of initiation, but I continue surrendering to him throughout life by following these 6 principles, by following the instructions given by spiritual master. We cannot say that I was initiated and that's it. No. Surrender, it's an official beginning of surrender to Krishna. That's an initiation. And I continue surrendering throughout life. And my surrender keeps increasing. And it should reach sooner or later to the platform of Sarva Dharman Parityaja. Mam Ekam, Krishna Eka Sharanam. You have to reach that stage. Sooner or later. Choice is left when today or tomorrow. But that has to be done. Okay, then 10th offense. Shrutvapi nama mahatmyam yah priti rahito adhamaha. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. I will read some stuff, but still we'll have to read. But in a sense, basically, one should not be having this ahankar and mamakar. So if I think I am this body, then I will have attachments to material world, material things, material people, my relatives and this and that. Because I have this one, material relation, material understanding, material conception of life. We have to have spiritual conception. He says, Sarva upadhi vinirmuktvam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. All upadhis we have to give up. I am student, I am IIT PHU student, I am 3rd year IIT PHU student, and I am pass out of IIT PHU. I am job holder, I am working in such and such company, I am a trainee, I am manager, I am male, I am Indian. All these you have to give up. I am only servant of Krishna, servant of Krishna. So that aham is well established, then mama, then devotees are mine. Temple is our temple, and Prabhupada's books, our books, my literature, my guru, my holy name, all this, our camp, our this, that is all spiritual, that is very good. But these material conceptions have to give on. Otherwise we will have attachment, and Prabhupada said even if you have attachment to eat one gulab jamun, you have to come back again to this material. So at the time of death, you should be free from all attachment. Nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigatachara. Nirashir, there is no material desire. Prabhupada, you see, having established 108 temples all over the world, founder Acharya, at the last moment, deathbed, they asked him, Prabhupada, any desire, last wish, last will. Prabhupada said, Kichu ichha nahi, no desire. Now you imagine, now if you are told, any desire you have, so many desires, are you going to fulfill? I will give you the list. Just wait for 5 days. Every day I will write down 1000 things, 5000 things I want, minimum to start with, and there are many more things. So no, nirashir nirmamo, nothing is mine. Nothing is mine. Nothing. That's why devotees write on their possessions, what? In care of. Sometimes they write even short form of that, ICO. In care of. How many of you write that? Girls are not knowing this, I think. So you can also write. Notebook we write in care of. Then what? Priyanka, Mahima. So not that my name. It is in care of. It is not my property. My notebook is not my notebook. My book is not my book. My bag is not my bag. My mobile is not my mobile. It's all Krishna's property, but it is given under my care. I am the caretaker. So that should be the understanding. Nothing is mine. Nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigatachvara. You fight Arjun by giving up lethargy. Okay, so I'll read here attentively. In order to consciously avoid this offense, it is necessary to understand the nature of material attachments, how they bind to material consciousness and obstruct offenseless chanting. For this, it is helpful to study the mentality of a materially attached person. Because his intelligence is covered by false ego, a person with material mentality sticks to the concept of I and mine. He thinks I am a Brahman, I am a Vaishnava, I am a musician. So don't even think that you are a Vaishnava. Many times you say, I am devotee and there are non-devotees in my college. Don't think. All are children of Krishna. I am also child of Krishna. They are also children of Krishna. I am more fortunate. I got devotees' mercy. I got Krishna's mercy. I got Prabhupada's mercy. And they are not so fortunate. It is my responsibility given to me by Krishna, Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj to make them also fortunate like me. So never demean their position. That is not good. That means there is some ahankar in your heart. I am a Vaishnava, so that should not be there. I am a musician or I am a rich man. In other words, he thinks himself to be the doer. He sees the world as his property and considers himself the creator of his destiny and the enjoyer of his activities. Aham mamadi paramaha. He thinks himself to be his own protector and maintainer and lives in the conception of this is my position, my wealth, my wife, these are my brothers, my sons and my daughters. Thus, he is fully convinced of being able to attain all perfection and fame through his own efforts. So, all your parents will have this. When you go home, you'll say, ये मेरा लड़का है, IIT BHU में पढ़ता है, ये मेरी लड़की है, ये भी BHU में पढ़ती है. So, they will have that ahankar because they did not receive Bhakti Lata Bij. But you all have received. So, you should not ideally identify with your parents only. Radha Krishna only are my parents. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran, Krishna Rasam Sarakari, Chadiya Nacha. So like that. My mother left body and after 4 months my father left body. In both the times I went after attending Mangalarti morning program. Fortunately they also knew that our son wants to attend morning program and all that. So left their body in such a way that my morning program will not miss. And I went for funeral things. I completed all that during, mother had left by 10:30 around in the morning. So by the time I reached Pune temple, ISKCON temple, it was 9:30 in the night. And next day morning I was there in Mangalarti. For Brahmachari there is nothing called Sutak. Sutak, what do you call? Sutak only, no? Yeah. So no Sutak because he's dead already. Shaved head. Radha Krishna are only. Parents died long before only. So, and my father left body in the Brahma Muhurta time on Bhaumi Ekadashi day. So I got the news and I went. And then 5:30 in the evening only I came back that day only. And next day morning I was there for Mangalati. I offered obeisances. By the time I was rising, then the in charge he said, Prabhu, could you lead Mangalati? I said okay. And I led Mangalati. And all it was dark, no? Only DT's lights are on. And this voice is Sundar Sham, bro? No, it cannot be. Yesterday we received message that his father left body. He must be at home, na? But then again and again hearing the voice, and then after that, he's here only. And Radheshyam also came, you are here? I said, yeah, my brother is there. He will do all things. I went for funeral thing. I was there till the fire was put on. That's it. So, and then one congregation member asked that, Prabhu, after mother, your mother left body? I said, yeah, but my mother is Radharani. She is standing here. Na? He asked me in temple only. She's there. So what's the problem? And he was saying, yeah, true. He was shaken up first, but then he said, true. What you speak is truth. I said, okay, good. So we should not identify. Mera India, mera Bharat Mahan. Arre, mera Bharat hai hi nahi. Mera Golok hai. Anybody asks me, where are you from? Immediately say, I am from Golok. Some people ask, are you Maharashtrian? I say, I am Golokian. I said, no, that is okay. But I said, no, my body was born in Maharashtra, but I am from Golok. Okay, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Like that. So we have to we have to reinforce that understanding. When I'm in the bathroom shaving my face, this thing, and I had put hot water in the bucket, let's say in winter, like that. Some brahmachari comes and he sees hot water is there in the bucket. Who is there? Nobody is here, So he asks, whose water is this? So then I'm shaving there only, so I hear, Prabhu, it is Krishna's water, ashram's bucket. I had put it on. If you want, you take it, but put another bucket for hot water for me. So, Prabhu, what is this? Such a long answer. It is your water, na? I said, no, it is not my water. Bhumi rapo anolo vayu kham mano buddhi. It is Krishna's water. Krishna has said it. That, whole material energies is, and it has 8 elements. And the bucket also doesn't belong to me. It is ashram's bucket. But I had put the water there, started. If you want, you take it, but put another bucket. Because I am anyway shaving, I will take 5 minutes. So, no problem. तो सोचता रहता है क्या ही इतना लंबा चौड़ा भाषण ही दे दिया. तो लेक्चर देते हैं, बाथरूम में भी लेक्चर देते हैं, इसलिए इनको हम व्यासासन पे बिठाते नहीं. एक बार बैठ गए तो चिपक ही जाते हैं और फेविकॉल भी बेचारा पिघल जाता है देखकर. So yeah, we have to live this philosophy. We cannot be just speaking the philosophy and not live it in life. You have to live it. Sometimes we may not be able to speak like that the way I told, because many times I interact with devotees more, so I speak directly like that. But if a new person is there, then I may have to tell that I was. But then again I tell them separately, differently, that yes, I was born in New Mumbai, but I stayed there only up to the age 15 till 10th standard. Then I was in Pune. For last 31 years I am in Pune only. So in one sense I am more in Pune. Then they understand, okay, it is in one sense useless to ask where he is from. He hardly stayed there. 15 years only he stayed. And in the 15 years also we stay in one sense, first 3, 4, 5 years, what intelligence we have of our hometown and house, nothing we understand. So we have to again remind ourselves, isn't it? Like just like all of you, if you go home also, if somebody asks, where do you study? IIT BH. See, you are in your hometown, in South India, North India, somewhere, and what you are saying? IIT BH. So you identify yourself. And here also, if somebody asks, where are you from? Then you tell your hometown. I am from South India. I am from Andhra. I am from Maharashtra. So you understand? Your identity is very clear to you. So likewise, our spiritual identity has to be reinforced. Every moment we have to breathe in and breathe out. I am Krishna Das. I am Krishna Dasi. I am Krishna Das. I am Krishna Dasi. I am Krishna Das. Krishna Das. Krishna Das. Krishna Das. Like that. Then this aham mama will go away. Otherwise, it will not leave you so easily. Such persons are very proud of their knowledge. They consider themselves to be the Lord and Master and believe that they are able to increase and expand art and science by their own intelligence. Lord Rishabhdev calls this Janasya Mohoyam Aham Mameti. The illusion of the materially attached is the wrong conception of Aham, I, and Mama, mine. So ask yourself, sometimes I told devotees what they should do, put some small recorder in their pocket, here, close, and go on with the life, day. At the end of the day, or somewhere next day, so hear the whole conversations you had with different varieties of devotees, and how many times I came in picture. So then I went there, and then I did not like that, and then I was not happy that, so that all is recorded. You don't know, because it is in pocket, you will not, in the beginning you may be conscious, recording is going on, but afterwards, and hopefully the battery is very high, it goes on for several hours. So then you will see how much I is in center. So it's like in computer language, I has the font of 10 crore, and all other statements, words, they have font of 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Whenever I come, and I comes too many times, and I becomes like a speed breaker. Jumping over it becomes difficult. So this is very prominent. As much as you are body conscious, I word will come in your speech. If you say in relation to spiritual life, no problem. I was very fortunate to meet my spiritual master on such and such day, and I was very fortunate he embraced me. That is not a problem. That means I am very fallen, and it is his causeless mercy that he bestowed his mercy on fallen soul like me also. That is okay. But earlier what I was telling, that I is dangerous. I went there, I did not like that. I don't like this devotee because he never talks to me. I love him so much, but he does not love back so much. I hate with him. I hate him. I don't like him. I have nothing to do with him. So much I. So this is how the conditioned soul is very, very in the trap of his bodily conception. And then mama, my bag, my this, my that. Nothing is yours. Nirashir nirmama. If we die, at this moment if we die, All that you think to be yours, how many of those things will go with you? Not even one. In fact, this body also will not go with us. Somebody will burn it here. What goes with us is only our desire, which we earn or get, achieve in the association of devotees. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. So whatever desire you have at the time of death, that's what you will carry forward to next body. Accordingly, you will get birth somewhere and you will continue. So I means Krishna Das, that has to be very strong. And Krishna is mine, Guru Maharaj is mine, Prabhupada is mine. That kind of conviction has to be there. Attachment to bodily designations is a symptom of spiritual immaturity. It is an obstacle in the development of devotional service. This deeply rooted mentality can only be overcome by complete surrender to the holy name. When the spirit soul wants to enjoy in this material world, he has to accept a false identity just to be able to move and act in this foreign medium. If we want to dive into water, we similarly have to first dress in a diving suit. Our lungs have to be adapted to the respiration underwater by means of oxygen bottles, and our eyes need diving glasses. This means that we actually exchange our senses in such a way that we are able to exist underwater. Similarly, the spirit soul has to put on the diving suit of the material body to be able to exist in the kingdom of Maya. Our lungs are nothing but material oxygen bottles of the spirit soul. In one of his ecstasies, Lord Chaitanya impressively expressed this point in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, 2nd chapter 28 verse. My dear friends, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, my dear friends, unless I serve the transcendental form, qualities and pastimes of Sri Krishna, all my days and all my senses will become entirely useless. Now I am uselessly bearing the burden of my senses, which are like stone blocks and dried wood. I do not know how long I will be able to continue without shame. This is like that. Every moment wasted without Krishna, one should feel what a colossal waste of time. I'm wasting my life, I'm wasting my day, I'm wasting my hours, I'm wasting my minutes, I'm wasting my seconds. What a disgrace I am. Those who are initiated, they are called as His grace. But every time you should think, I'm a disgrace, not a His grace. Others may say His grace, they will make advancement. If I think I am His grace, I will go down. If I think I am disgrace, I will go up. The self-realized, spiritually perfected soul can clearly realize the material body which he carries around with all its needs as a burden. Not only his material covering, the body, but this whole material existence is discerned by him as an unnatural encumbrance, in the same way as one may feel the pressure of a bundle of wood on the shoulders. It's like, all of us, I don't know how much, but minimum 40-50 kg we are all weighing, maybe 60 kg. So it's like, इतना भार उठा रहा हूँ मैं 40 kg. अब imagine somebody puts 40 kg on my back. मैं तो बैठ ही जाऊँगा नीचे, सो ही जाऊँगा शायद कभी भी उठ नहीं पाऊँगा. So it's like that we are carrying this पूरा बैग है ये. गोनी कहते हैं ना, सो क्या कहते हैं, बोरी क्या गोनी, बोरी, हाँ बोरी उठा रहा हूँ मैं. क्या है इसके अंदर? मांस है, ब्लड है, बोन्स है, यूरिन है, पस है, स्टूल है, हेयर है, और क्या है, आल गंदी चीज़ है. सो उठा रहा हूँ पूरा, उठा के सब जगह पे लेके जाता हूँ, IIT-PHU में, क्लासरूम में पूरा स्टूल, यूरिन, ब्लड, बोन्स, मसल्स, मैरो सब लेके बैठ गया उधर क्लासरूम में. अब सुन रहा हूँ कुछ, और उसका जो स्टूल आ रहा है उसके मुँह से, और मैं अंदर अपने कानों से भर रहा हूँ. ऑलरेडी इतना बर्डन, मोर बर्डन आई एम टेकिंग. व्हाट अ फूल आई एम, द बिगेस्ट फूल इन द क्रिएशन. सुंदर श्याम दास. ऐसे हमें समझना चाहिए, मुझे समझना चाहिए. सो सर्वज्ञ आचार्य डिस्क्राइब्स such an attitude in Manas Shiksha text 5. Oh my Lord, how extraordinary your devotees are. For them, the wide, see hear this, for devotees, the wide ocean is like a tiny puddle. What is the size of the ocean? What is the size of a puddle? So wide, for them, wide ocean is like a tiny puddle. The sun like a firefly. In the night we have firefly. थोड़ा सा जुगनू, थोड़ा सा लाइट देता है. So sun is like for them like a firefly. The looming golden Mount Sumeru like a lump of dirt. You see, 1 lakh yojan का है वो सुमेरु. Upper 84 what do you call 1000 acres, 1000 yojanas, and below 16,000 yojanas below Bhumandal. So altogether 1 lakh yojan. 1 yojan is 8 miles. इतना बड़ा सॉलिड पर्वत, पूरा गोल्ड का, प्योर गोल्ड, and that for a devotee, golden Mount Sumeru like a lump of dirt, a powerful emperor like a minor servant. The Narendra Modi or what? Who is there in America now? Trump? Trump, no? Yeah, so it's like a servant. Priceless jewels like useless stones. We have rubies. Recently, I happened to speak somewhere, so but then I was not clear what is rubies and all. So on internet I searched how rubies looks like, what is the cost, then diamond. Navaratnas are there, and that five especially coral, coral you can say, and then what else? Emerald, green, blue, sapphire, blue. So I did little research to see what it is. So these are very costly thing. Or diamond, diamond is very costly. But diamond is like useless stone. Who cares for it? Desire trees like dry twigs. For them, the whole material existence is like an insignificant bundle of straw. नहीं ठीक है, बंडल ऑफ स्ट्रॉ में बहुत स्ट्रॉज रहते हैं, लेकिन वो क्या है, यूजलेस ही है. आग में डालो, आधे घंटे में सब जल के खाक. तो वैसे होल मटेरियल एग्जिस्टेंस इज लाइक अ बंडल ऑफ स्ट्रॉ. व्हाट एल्स इज टू से, they regard their own body as a useless burden. This is useless burden we are carrying around, isn't it? कौमारम आचरित प्राज्ञो धर्मान भागवतानि दुर्लभम मानुषम जन्म तदपि अध्रुवम अर्थदम. अध्रुवम है, दिस इज टेम्पररी. In 2099, where will this body be? No trace of it. So earth would have entered in earth, water in the body will have entered in the water, then fire in fire, air in air, ether in ether, and that's it. Soul, according to what is done in this body, will go to the next destination and will acquire new set of earth, water, fire, air, ether body, gross body. So one should know how insignificant we are. Unnecessarily, because of ignorance, we think very high of ourselves. I am IIT, BHU, engineer, pass out, and this and that. All ignorance. It's like carrying donkey stool. I carry 10,000 kilo of donkey stool. You are carrying only 7,000, 3,000 more here. And you rascal, if you are carrying cow dung, at least you sell and you get something. You can use it as fuel. Donkey stool, what you will do? Cow dung cakes बना सकते हैं, donkey dung cakes नहीं बनते. उसको सेल नहीं कर सकते, उसको खा नहीं सकते, धोखे खाली थक रहा है तू. So like that. Yeah, जड़ विद्या मायार वैभव. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. I only repeat acharyas. For everything I say, I can quote shlokas and acharyas. So next he says, the materialistic person, however, completely misconceiving this burden, explains, that's me. How I look, such eyes, such eyebrows, and what not. So this is burden, and he thinks that's me. When such a person hears about the glories of the holy name, he does not accept them. That's why in our mirror, in college days only, what you are looking, you are not. You are not this face, like that in our brush when we do, no? Next to bathroom in our youth center. You are not your body. They would write there only, all our leaders. When such a person hears about the glories of the holy name, he does not accept them. If he chants, then it is only as a mere social obligation or out of custom. In this way, he will never experience real pleasure in chanting and hearing the holy names. He is a hypocrite who chants the holy name disdainfully. Thus, being on the stage of Namabhas, he will never attain prem, pure love of God, pure love of God. Maharaj Parikshit describes this materialistic mentality which leads one around and around in materialistic activities as follows. So this is 619. One may know the sinful activities is injurious for him because he actually sees that a criminal is punished by the government and rebuked by people in general, and because he hears from scriptures and learned scholars that one is thrown into hellish conditions in the next life for committing sinful acts. Nevertheless, in spite of such knowledge, one is forced to commit sin again and again, even after performing acts of atonement. Therefore, what is the value of such atonement? For a materialistic person with the mentality to enjoy at all costs, all help comes too late, in spite of instructions from others, personal experiences, and a combination of both. This is illustrated by someone who is determined not to wake up and thus pretends to sleep. It is impossible to awaken him. Similarly, a person who wants to retain his materialistic mentality can only be liberated with great difficulty. and he will not be able to taste the nectar of the holy name. Therefore, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur renders an alternative definition of the 10th offense. So 10th offense we know, what is that? To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions. So he puts it in different way. To not feel pleasure in chanting the holy name even after having heard the glories of Sri Harinam. So we are not feeling pleasure. Certainly, same thing is told there because of attachment. So we are feeling pleasure in our attachment. So even when we are chanting the holy name with devotees and our mind is nicely relishing our attachment. Oh, my mobile, oh, I'll purchase this today and that was good, this was good. And here you are not able to relish the holy name because of material attachments. One should cut off all. At least during chanting one should do full Sharanagati. Sarva Dharman Parityajya. There are so many things we can speak, but then our Mahatma Prabhu says, my day begins at 7 a.m. Means what? I get up at 4 o'clock and I chant all 16 rounds. And after 16th round is over, my day begins. So I should not think of anything else. Switch off everything else. Mental switch off, not don't switch off the lights. Mental switch off. In mind, so many things. Light, bright light, and you can see, okay, my mobile, my wife, my house, my bank balance. So many things are illuminated and we watch them. Yeah. So switch off everything. Only let the holy name be bright and visible. Nevertheless, there is a remedy. In such a situation, one should associate with personalities who have accepted the holy name and have attained the platform of Shuddha Bhakti, pure Bhakti. They have given up all material attachments. They worship Krishna's lotus feet in a humble state of mind and are always chanting his names. The offender should serve these persons with the intention to also forego his attachment. So how many of you have such devotees who have forgone, they have given up all these attachments and they are mad after Krishna? How much physical proximity you have to such devotees? If not, or even if, how much you hear from them regularly? That you have to ask yourself. And how much it is leading to not you yourself becoming detached from the worldly things. How many of you are having that access? That's how our progress stops or slows down and regress begins. We can going down also. We need association of at least one sadhu who is mad after Krishna. He is not interested in anything material, and we get to hear from him regularly. If not directly, let's say online classes or audio lectures, and you are mad after him and he is mad after Krishna. Like that it should be. Then you can come out of these material attachments. Otherwise these things will not go away so easily. The offender should serve these persons with the intention to also forego his attachments. By worshipping Krishna's lotus feet in great devotion and fully taking shelter of the chanting of the holy name, he will gradually be able to focus on the holy name. Attraction will develop and the egoistic conception of I and mine will disappear. I and mine, as long as it is there, material conception of I and mine, I am IIT student, I am male, I am Indian, this and that. And mine, my college, my parents, my home, my this, my that. So you cannot relish chanting because you are not situated in spiritual way. I am only Krishna Das. So I am as a Das, what should I do? Seva to my master. And what is the seva? 9 sevas, of which what is topmost? Chanting. And I am already chanting. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Every holy name is like Gulab Jamun. So 16 Gulab Jamuns at once. And like that in one round, 108 times. That means 1700 Gulab Jamun. Kya maza aata hai. By the end of 16th round, you are floating in the ecstasy. You are not in this material world. You are not in Varanasi. Definitely not in BHU. IIT BHU. So like that. So it will all disappear. Just like plane. How many of you have traveled in the plane? Aeroplane? So you all know. When we are there at the airport, because it's a city at least. So many buildings, skyscrapers, they are all huge structures. And then you get on I'm telling very fast. Then you come on the runway. So that is Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda. You are going to detach yourself from the land. That's the runway. You are already in the plane, human body, and by the grace of spiritual master, and then we take off. And as you start going, then all those buildings, which are skyscraper buildings earlier, they go down and they start becoming smaller. They become like some points, kind of. And then you enter in the clouds only. It's like Brahma Jyoti. And you cross beyond that, and then you see blue sky, that is Krishna. And that should happen at the earliest. First round, first holy name only, first Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If not, let's say the plane is taking a little time. It has just lost the touch with the round. So by the end of the first round at least, maybe second round beginning, then you should be able to see blue sky, that means blue Krishna. So Hare means Radharani, Krishna and Ram means Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's like gulab jamun in the mouth and you are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram. So sweet. This gulab jamun is sweet, but holy name is million times more sweet, sweeter than that. So he says attraction will develop and the egoistic conception of I and mine will disappear. In this way he will cross the ocean of material ignorance. By hearing the glories of the holy name, the last traces of false ego will vanish and the symptoms of pure devotion will blossom in his heart. Finally he will be able to taste pure love of Krishna. So few things we could do. We can do humble menial services, toilet, bathroom cleaning. This should be our most favorite area. क्लीनिंग टॉयलेट बाथरूम, क्योंकि वो क्या है, भंगी है, सबसे नीचे है समाज में, शूद्र है सबसे नीचे, और भीख मांगना, भिखारी है. सो वी शुड डिस्ट्रीब्यूट बुक्स एंड वी आर आस्किंग गिव सम डोनेशन. भिखारी हूँ मैं, ऐसा बोलते नहीं उसको भिखारी हूँ, लेकिन वी कैन दैट दिस आर सम थिंग्स. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट हाउ मेनी इंसल्ट्स यू कैन टॉलरेट. लेट पीपल निग्लेक्ट यू, कोई आपकी तरफ देखता ही नहीं. एंड अदर्स है ना, रास्कल, यू फूल, थू, ऐसे बोलने वाले लोग आपके आजू बाजू है, बहुत अच्छा है. दिस इज द प्लेटफॉर्म रिक्वायर्ड. The other day in professor's house we discussed Avanti Brahman very much in detail. Here I had mentioned people would release foul air on him, they would urinate in his Bhiksha Patra, he cannot eat only now, and they would beat him with his own danda only. So if these circumstances you are blissful, you are happy, that means you will be absolutely blissful in your chanting. Because nothing of this world, already daytime grossly you have been tested. So here to anyway during chanting, there is no problem. Nobody is spitting at you. You can chant blissfully. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna. कितने खाओ गुलाब जामुन, कितने ना खाओ, मैं क्या करूँ, बहुत भूख लगी है, और गुलाब जामुन भी बहुत है. So like that. So you have to reach that stage. तो बहुत टेस्टिंग होगा हम सबका, इतना आसान नहीं है पास होना. IIT JEE क्या हो, किस झाड़ की पत्ती, कुछ भी नहीं. इवन दैट व्हाट CA, CS and UPSC, MPSC, CAT, dog, camel, all the exams which are there. I don't know which all are there. I know the animals names. So, cat is there, dogs, hogs, camels. These are all exams, na? Basically, by giving cat exam, next life you will become cat. In this life only you will be saying meow, meow. मुझे बड़ा पगार चाहिए, big salary. Yes, you had a question too.
जैसे जो IIT में पढ़ता है वो बहुत बस है, और जिसके पास कुछ नहीं है उसको बहुत पढ़ते.
Correct.
मतलब मैं
यस, क्या है, एक का ग्रॉस प्राइड होता है, किसी का सटल होता है. जो IIT वाला है उसका भी हो सकता है अंदर से, बोल नहीं पा रहा है बेचारा, फर्स्ट ईयर का ही लड़का है, अभी हो सकता है फाइनल ईयर तक बोलना भी शुरू कर दे. बट स्टिल बिकॉज ऑफ द कर्मोन्मुख सुकृति ऑफ दैट पर्सन, सम piety he has done, so because of that he is punyatma, so that's why he has janma, aishwarya, shruta, shribi, these four things in a nice way. So shruta is also there, intelligent, so that's why he is in IIT, and he could be humble also then, karmyonmukh sukriti, or it could be bhaktyonmukh sukriti, he has already done bhakti, so that's why janma, aishwarya, shruta, shribi, these four things are very nice, so he is in IIT BHU, so he could be humble. But those persons who are lower, they might be sinful, that's why they are born in poor families and uneducated, so that way their false ego can be more also. It will depend on many factors in the past, we cannot say in a flat way, because ghana karmano gatihi, So many factors are involved in that. But irrespective of the background of the person, everybody can become pure devotee, a very humble devotee. That's possible. That is the power of bhakti. By hearing the glories of the holy name, the last traces of false ego will vanish and the symptoms of pure devotion will blossom in his heart. Finally, he will be able to test the pure love of Krishna. As long as, however, there is no real faith in the glories of the holy name, it is necessary to receive Sambandha Gyan and knowledge about the holy name from the spiritual master. Sambandha Gyan has to be heard repeatedly. This illustrates that as in overcoming the other offenses, this offense is also dependent on the association of devotees who are on a high level of Krishna consciousness. So how many of you have a devotee on high level of Krishna consciousness in your life? How many of you have him or her around you? Physically also. Next is how much you hear from that person. Quantity. And how much you are inspired in life by him. And how much you apply then in life. So these are the questions to be asked. Now it becomes clear why the offense to blaspheme devotees is mentioned in the first place. All remedies for the other offenses strongly emphasize to approach devotees who do not commit these offenses, but who on the contrary are situated in Shuddhanam, pure chanting of the holy name. In other words, because the devotees are the liberators from the abyss of the 10 offenses, it is most important to respect them. An offense against their lotus feet is very severe, because if one has done so, he cannot adopt the remedy for the offenses against the holy name. It is worst. So how many of you instruct your superiors? You tell them this is not good, you should do like this. You do? If you do that, you are a fool, number one. That means you are very casual, you have material outlook. You should not do that. You have no right to instruct your superiors. If you have a request, you can do. But that also you have to be clear whether your request is reasonable or not. Sometimes we may demand too much time from some superiors. I want your time. Just like kids are there, no? Small kid, newly born, he needs the mother's time. But as we grow in spiritual life, we can be like child, but not childish. So child is very innocent. So like that we become more and more innocent as we grow in bhakti. But we should not become childish. So you understand the difference between being like a child and being childish. So you cannot instruct your superiors, you cannot order them, no question of blaspheming them anyway. But we should be humble servants. With other equals also we cannot be instructing mode. When we are separated from other devotees and we don't stay in devotee community, we may be boss in some area, in our hostel, in our house or something like that. So then we don't learn humility. We are not humble, we don't bow down, and the instructing mode comes too much. Like person like me, I am also traveling and I am too much into instructing mode because I always associate with, many times I associate with devotees below me because I am senior, so to say. But I have to be careful when I go to Pune, there are my seniors and I have to learn to bow down to them and I have to associate with such devotees more. Because of my too much seniority, there are less people like that in Pune, but there are visiting devotees, so I have to serve them as a humble menial servant. Otherwise I'm into dangerous zone. You understand, no? I'm all the time instructing others. Sometimes I may instruct my superiors also. So that should not happen. One has to be extremely careful. Because devotees are our only shelter. For any offense committed, we have to go to devotee, reveal our heart and seek the remedy. They will take us out of that offense. Any question on this? We have to we can ask something like, Prabhu, could you please do like this, this thing. And well before only, if you are proactive leader, you can see. Also we know devotees personally. So sometimes we know natures, their ways of working, etc. So if you know that this senior does this way, but it should not be that way. So you can say, Prabhu, if you could do this service, and 1 o'clock you please make sure that 1 o'clock you bring the buckets, so that by 1:15 we start. Knowing well that he brings buckets at 1:30 or 1:20, like that. So your requesting mode, please, could you please bring buckets at 1 o'clock, so that 1:15 sharp we can begin things and all that, and spoons also could be ready. So like that. In the requesting, it's a soft tone only. Not that you make sure that 1 o'clock all the buckets are there. Okay, this is not good. This is demanding, or this is not good. One should be in the requesting. That way we should be with everyone, but with friends sometimes we can be little direct. Then also not offensive. So the tongue is very dangerous. Tongue has no bones, but it can break your bones by misusing it. So be careful. Any other? Okay, then we have 11th offense. It's very huge, but we will cut it short now. We will not be able to read. The last 11th offense is called as pramad, the root of all offenses, to be inattentive while chanting the holy name. This is a big seminar in itself. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, distraction in chanting produces a type of illusion causing serious offenses against the holy name that are very difficult to overcome. If you are inattentively chanting, distracted way, it will create an illusion which will lead to further offenses, serious offenses. This illusion leads to craving for wealth. Peep in your own heart and see, are you craving for wealth? Then that means you are chanting inattentively. Craving for women, that means for women, men. You are craving for men. If you are male body, you are craving for female body. You are female, then you are craving for men body. This illusion leads to craving for wealth, women, position. Within the vice only you may want position, or within ISKCON you may want position. Your position is, some devotees ask me, you don't have any position in Pune temple. I said, what position? My eternal position is I am Krishna's servant. I am already rendering services, so many. I am servant of all the devotees. Managers can tell me any service and I will do that because I am servant. Any other devotee can ask that I want to ask you some question, could you answer? Then I am serving him as whatever. So why do we need some outside position? That's not required at all. Success, craving for success. Are you craving for success? I should be successful. हट जाओ, मैं आ गया, अभी बस काम खत्म. ऐसे अंदर का आपका भाव बोल रहा हूँ, होगा ना कि नहीं है, कि मेरा अकेले का है वो भाव, पता नहीं. So success and even cheating. Are you cheating? Ask yourself. Some cheating is going on. If you are inattentively chanting, it will create an illusion by which further offenses happen, and these things will be there. Craving for women, wealth, position, success, and even cheating. When these attractions cover the heart, the neophyte gradually loses interest in chanting the holy name. Gradually it happens. After 2, 3, 4, 5 years, Prabhu feels, I am not relishing this holy name. One must make a constant effort to drive these thoughts away from the mind and diligently follow the rules of Vaishnava etiquette. That's why it is best to chant with devotees. So many devotees. What happens? At least for prestige sake, we will sit here. नहीं तो क्या लोग सोचेंगे, अरे क्या बाहर घूमते फिरते जब कर रहा है, पूरा distracted fellow है. Our mind may be wandering, but at least our body is here with devotees because we are under monitoring. Somebody is monitoring. So it is very good. Otherwise, we will go all the more out. Pramad literally means madness. So 11th offense means madness. This offense is said to be the root of all other offenses and anarthas. It is improper to ask Krishna to appear on one hand and then to ignore him when he comes. That inattentive chanting means we are chanting, Krishna please come, let me have your darshan, let me serve you, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. And when Krishna comes, we are inattentive, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We are thinking of something else only. So how it looks, isn't it? It looks very bad, very odd, but that's what we all do. This is why pramad means inattention and indifference as well. 3 kinds of inattention have to be examined. Audasinya, indifference, lack of attraction. There is no attraction only. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. थोड़ा पानी है क्या प्रभु? ये रस बेरसी है, इसमें कुछ रस ही नहीं आ रहा है. So we are in lack of matter. There is no उदासीन, you all understand, indifferent. ठीक है उधर बैठा है लेकिन कुछ है नहीं उसके मन में. I am now cutting it short. I don't know how long we should go on. So what is the remedy? It is very helpful to see how advanced devotees concentrate on chanting. I was fortunate, I was telling in 98 I would go every Saturday, Sunday, sometimes more also. So I would sit right in the circle of Radhana Swami Maharaj or just behind that circle only, because some brahmacharis would sit and so closely watching Maharaj, and he would be like, because he was earlier yogi also, he would always chant like this, nothing behind for resting, straight line like this is chanting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. And he would use articulation. Articulation means too much movement of the lips. So much you don't need. Like I can chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lips are hardly moving, but Maharaj chants sometimes I have seen Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram. So much movement of the lips. This helps in concentration also. But anyway, he was steady, and he would sit below Hanumanji in that corner of the temple. Many devotees around him. So it's very important. He talks about Prabhupada. Whoever saw Srila Prabhupada chanting in pure love of God became so touched in the heart that he wanted to chant in the same way. In that Legacy of Love book about Her Grace Ladini Mataji, she would chant so amazingly, so wonderfully. She was so much love with Krishna that because less rest, because so many offerings, 6 offerings she has to do to the Lord, 2 times dressing, bhoga cooking, they would get very less rest. So she would walk maybe while chanting. So when she would be walking and chanting, another devotee also would walk along with her and chant, to just be next to her and see how she chants very nicely. But many other senior devotees sit and chant. We can sit in their circle, or as much as I would see in the Radha Gopura temple, Maharaj is sitting and he is facing, everybody else is facing him only, every corner. Even Matajis which are there 20-25 feet away, they are also looking at Maharaj only, how he chants with such concentration. Maharaj once told one Baldev Prabhu, somebody I heard from, said, I have never chanted casually in my life, because I got holy name with great endeavor. He hitchhiked all the way from London to here, and what not he went through. So we got very easily holy name. We are not ready for it. Still devotees जबरदस्ती करके दे दिया, हमें इधर खींच के लाया, इधर बिठाया, इधर जप करवाया, अभी भी करवा रहे, अभी भी मौका दे तो हम यहाँ से भाग जाए. So like that. Advanced devotees recommend that we live and chant at a place where Krishna performed his pastimes, or near a tulsi plant. So how many of you chant with tulsi plant? Here I think we have that. 2 tulsi plants are there. Very good. Girls can also introduce. If at home, then also you can have 1 gamla, small, on a table or something. That helps a lot. In fact, Haridas Thakur would always in his kutir chant in front of tulsi plant. We see that when prostitute came, Maya Devi came, tulsi plant only. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I heard even that he would chant in front of Tulsi Maharani, and sometimes he would walk and chant. So when he would walk and chant, it's walking like this, forward is going and chanting. So one devotee would be holding Tulsi Gamla like this, and he would be walking backward, giving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu darshan of Tulsi. Like that I heard. So much he was chanting in front of Tulsi plant. Or in the association of Vaishnavas. Best is to chant holy name in the association of devotees. More the devotees, better it is. Just like Katha, Lobha Sadhu Sange Hari Katha. Like that, this also. Chanting also. Visiting holy places of pilgrimage like Mayapur or Vrindavan is also important, because by the spiritual atmosphere, these places provide more inspiration and strength for chanting. Another remedy is to carefully chant alone in a locked room. This has to be carefully done. Bhaktivinoda Thakur would do that. You can sit and you can cover yourself with blanket also, so that no distraction, and you can chant inside Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. But hopefully after a few minutes your mantra doesn't chant. Don't change the mantra. Don't chant 16,000 rounds of. Hopefully. Devotees can sit and sleep also. I have seen devotees standing in Mangalarti and sleeping. I thought I was, because it's dark na, only altar light is on. I thought maybe I was sleeping. Again I looked and I found that he was sleeping only. I was wondering how he stands perfectly balanced. How doesn't he collapse? God knows, Krishna has empowered him like anything. The desire is so strong. Everybody knows he's in Mangalati, but he doesn't want to be in Mangalati, so he's sleeping also simultaneously. Amazing. So he says, okay. So now Jadya, laziness. Laziness means to chant with a murky mind or to stop chanting before finishing a round in order to attain a so-called important activity. That's why chanting alone is very dangerous. What we'll do while chanting alone? We'll take our mobile also. I'll just see the message. I will not reply. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Acha, who is this? Okay, no problem. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Acha, he wants to talk. I hope it is not urgent. So this is very distracted. So very dangerous. Don't allow distraction by doing anything with your left hand. No question. That's why best is with devotees. What happens? At least for our prestige. इज्जत की बहुत पड़ी हम लोगों को, तो इज्जत के वास्ते हम थोड़ा सा carefully will chant. So best is to chant with devotees. Another symptom is the strong urge to interrupt chanting for a rest. Here staying with devotees we cannot take rest. I have seen in chanting in the train journeys and all that. Like this time only, I had to get up quite early in the morning. I did not get proper rest. So after chanting 12 rounds, 4 rounds were remaining, but I was very tired. So in the plane I took some rest, 15-20 minutes, and then I again got up whatever time, and then I completed remaining 4 rounds. So when we are alone, we stop chanting and we go to rest. But when we are, I'm sure if I was in the temple, Pune temple, or I was with you all, I would not have gone for resting after 12 rounds. I would have completed 16 rounds. Maybe then I would have gone for resting. I would have not rested 10 also. So that is the power of association of devotees. Satam prasangan virya samvita. We get inspired to continue our devotional practice. And material thing we postpone or we neglect it. The remedy is the association of Vaishnavas who do not waste their time with useless talk or other material activities, but who constantly chant and remember the holy name. So they are solely immersed in nectarine. So chanting with devotees is best. One should associate with devotees who do not waste their time with prajalpa, material talking. Always beware of the prajalpa launch in the temple where the inattentive chanters gather. Some part of the temple, all inattentive chanters they chant and they come. I have seen that in temple. Somewhere it is there. 2 devotees are talking. Their hands are in bead bag and they are talking. So what about the program today and what is happening? So they are halfway through that one particular round. They are not, and hand is in the bead bag, but they are talking with each other something else about some other services. So we should not go and associate with them. And the third is distraction. Distraction produces illusion, the cause of all other forms of inattentive chanting, like laziness, apathy, or the lack of attraction. It also engenders various other offenses and impairs one from overcoming the attraction for wealth, women or men, position and material success, as well as the propensity of cheating. So distraction also is not good. There are many things you can read yourself. I am just skipping. If one is distracted, he should pray for Krishna's mercy. Compassionate Krishna will help such a devotee without doubt. So one thing also we could do, we can take our hand out of the bead bag, keep the bead bag on our lap or whatever, and you can fold our palms and say, Krishna, please, I want to be focused on your holy name. My mind is wandering so much. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know what to do. Please, Lord, help me to control my mind. Mind is going too much, too fast. Like that. Too much passion is there. Mind goes with high speed. So we can do that also. Many things can be done. We can write something in front of us. Now let everything else wait. Just hear the holy name. So we can open our eyes and look at that. Continue chanting holy name, and that will help us not to get distracted by any other thought. One should constantly pray to the Lord that He may help us to chant distinctly and attentively. If the mind is fully fixed on Krishna, everything is attainable. Please Krishna, I do not chant well. I cannot concentrate. Today my rascal mind just refuses to follow me. Please help me. Otherwise there is no chance at all for such a bad chanter like me. At the end of this section on the 10 offenses, the chanting of the holy name, I would like to add a song. That song we already sang. So now he gives conclusion. The injunction to avoid the 10 offenses instructs us to strive for the sublime qualities and realizations which protect us from committing those offenses. Then in such a positive frame of mind, one can guard against all the offenses. This means that the 10 offenses to the chanting of the holy name can easily be given up. How to give up? In short, he is summarizing. First offense, serve the holy Vaishnavas and not criticize them. Look. That's why that recording is very good if you could have it or hang it around the neck. Then you will come to know which all Vaishnavas you have offended. That recording can help us. So always look forward to serve. Whenever you want to serve a Vaishnava, you will not offend him. Look forward for the opportunity to serve everyone. That's why I go all over India and meet so many devotees and give lectures. Why? Because that is the opportunity for me to serve them. Otherwise, how much I will be able to serve them in Pune? You all will come rarely. And what service I will do? Many young devotees will want to serve you prasad. They want to cook for you. But I can give lectures to you, give you higher understanding, what I have understood, what I have heard. So I get opportunity to serve you. So when I serve you, I will not offend you. But if I stop serving you, I will offend you. So then the material platform will begin when I stop serving you. And then their material comparison. What does he think? He has more boys, and I have more boys, then I will get more boys. I will pull his leg. So envy will come. Envy means those 4 C's: comparing, criticizing, complaining, and competing. This is envy. So see whom you are comparing yourself with. So we have to be extremely careful. Many times we are comparing ourselves with others. Oh, he has 4 boys. I have only 3. He has car. I have only 2-wheeler. He has 36,000 rupees salary per month. I have only 25,000. So comparing, criticizing. Then we will criticize in public, in private, somewhere to somebody. Then we may compete. Okay, how can I go higher position than him or her? And which remain? Complain. We'll complain about him to somebody else. That he is like this, he doesn't do services, he neglects this thing, that thing. So this envy we have to get rid of. Beware, envy all of us have. The fact that you have this material body, you have envy, and you have to overcome it. Else you cannot enter in Golok Vrindavan. So serve the holy Vaishnavas and not criticize them. Second offense, worship Lord Krishna as the absolute supreme personality of Godhead. Even the master of Brahma and Shiva also. Third offense, respect the spiritual master who initiates one into the holy name. So that's why we should respect spiritual master. We have in ISKCON temples every morning Guru Vandana, Guru Puja. That is also one option. We are already paying obeisance. We can offer flower to Prabhupada daily or our spiritual master's photo. And most important is to hear him, spiritual master, or some instructions of him which he has given us personally, somewhere written, embossed or plastic laminate or something like that, frame. We can meditate on it and pray to him only, his photo. Gurudev, please give me empowerment that I will be able to do this, what you have instructed me, something like that. So respecting spiritual master. Fourth offense, glorify the scriptures which reveal the glories of the holy name. That's why book distribution is very good. And one thing is for reading ourselves only first. So we are glorifying. We are eager to associate with Prabhupada or associate with Bhagavad Gita. We value Bhagavad Gita. That's why we read Bhagavad Gita. Na? I don't value Bhagavad Gita. Why will I read Bhagavad Gita? You all value your textbooks. That's why you read them. Na? They are not so valuable, so you don't read them daily. During exam you read too much. But Prabhupada books are no comparison to your IIT books. They are nothing. They are mostly avidya only. But Prabhupada books give us paravidya. Directly surrendering to Krishna is taught there. So every day, not just touching. Some people offer haldi, kunku and flowers. That is also good. But more important is to open them and read them. And then share that knowledge with others or distribute the books only. That is best. Fifth, be convinced that the holy name is eternally established in pure transcendence. Sixth, accept the explanation of the holy name which is given by Srila Prabhupada and the scriptures. Seventh offense, how to get rid? Root out the desire of sinful activities, the ignorance. So we should be always reading Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So the abhadra of sin will never happen only. Give up ritualistic fruity activity. That is for 8th. We don't have any ritualistic fruity activity. And even within here also, you have to be careful. Don't make it very ritualistic. जैसे करते जा रहे हैं वगैरह, घुमाते जा रहे हैं. Morning you came. So we should not become ritualistic. We should become spiritualistic. When spirit is added in rituals, it becomes spiritual. Otherwise, it is only a ritual. Add spirit plus ritual is equal to spiritual. So that spirit comes by hearing, by knowing why I do what I do. Otherwise, just absent-mindedly will be just going on. 9th offense can be overcome by reveal the glories of the holy name only to serious devotees. And 10th offense, chant very diligently and fully surrender unto the holy name. So the test is, we can what do you call that? We can check. Am I able to hear every holy name? Is it pronounced clearly and heard attentively? And natural outcome of this, if you have pronounced clearly and heard attentively, Radha Krishna should manifest. Hare means Radharani, Krishna and Ram means Krishna. They should, whichever your Lord, Radha Madhav, Radha Gopal, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, whosoever, they should manifest automatically in the altar of your heart. You should see, or in the, you can say Manasa Patal. We have Drushti Patal. In Drushti Patal, I see this Yashoda Krishna. I see that white board. It's a Drushti Patal. But I have Manas Patal also, every one of us. On the screen of my mind, automatically Radha Krishna should manifest. If I am chanting clearly, pronouncing and hearing attentively, this has to happen. If I am in knowledge, if I am ignorant, this will not happen. But and offenseless chanting. Yes, any question? Last part I went through quickly, but you can read yourself. I told others also. Jadya, that is laziness, and Vikshepa, distraction. Sanskrit words are Audasinya, Jadya, Vikshepa. Audasinya means indifference or lack of attraction. Jadya, Jad, you understand? Lazy. Jad, मेरा शरीर बहुत जड़ लग रहा है. Morning sometimes, isn't it? We are lazy. Ignorance is very heavy. इतना जड़ है शरीर को उठा ही नहीं पा रहा हूँ. अपना ही शरीर है, रोज का वही है, कुछ वजन बढ़ा नहीं है, बिल्कुल बहुत जड़ लग रहा है. लेजीनेस बेसिकली, जड्य. एंड विक्षेप, डिस्ट्रैक्शन. यस, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? We can seek more clarification, understanding, ask questions. But apart from that, we have to go on with spiritual activities, especially serve Vaishnavas. By the blessings of Vaishnavas, which are blessings of Krishna coming through Vaishnavas, you will get all knowledge. Divya Gyan Ridhe Prakashit, not Masti ke Prakashit. Comprehending sometimes for us it's like through brain, but it is not through brain, through heart. Heart will get convinced and you will feel such relish. So, our goal in life should be serve more and more Vaishnavas and earn their blessings. How many blessings of Vaishnavas you have, that much powerful you are in your bhakti. That's why you have to serve them, and devotees will easily give blessing. You don't have to break that Mount Sumeru of gold, upper portion, 84,000 yojanas, and give to devotee birthday gift Prabhu for you. Then he says, okay, I bless you. That is not required. You can do just small thing, serving prasadam. Very simple things you can do, and devotees are pleased. They don't want dhanam, janam, sundaram from you. Simple something. Every Vaishnava whom we interact with, we should feel that he is my customer. Like I am a salesman. So how a salesman deals with a customer? Very diligently, carefully, impressively, and very sweetly, so that he should be inspired to purchase that product, isn't it? At the end of the thing, end of the deal, like that. In general, we are servants of Vaishnavas. When we are coming in front of an individual Vaishnava, we are his personal servant. Like that also should be understood. Personal servant means what? You are ready to do anything and everything for him. He says, get a bucket of water. So you get that. You say, okay, clean this area. You do this. Wash the clothes. Okay, wash the toilet, bathroom. Wash it. So like that. Individual devotee. In general, we are servants of Vaishnavas. But when we are one-to-one, we are personal servant. Now it should be higher level of service. More intense. Then you will flourish like anything in spiritual life. By serving Vaishnavas, you flourish in spiritual life. By offending Vaishnavas, you perish in spiritual life. Choice is ours. And a choice is manipulated by our behavior only. How we hear, from whom we hear. Hearing is most important. Because Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Seva. Hearing cautions us. How many of you seen that you are going somewhere, something wrong was going on in your life, you are detecting, you are not able to control it, and somebody addressed it in the lecture, and you got, this is the problem, my problem is only being addressed. Yeah, all of us. That's how it is. Nashta prayeshu badreshu. That nityam bhagavad sevaya. Because you are sitting in the class. In fact, sometimes you may do that mistake previous day, and next day class you sit and exactly that is being addressed. It will not be told, Prabhu or Mataji, you have this problem. But if you are sincere, you will understand this is my problem. Paramatma in the heart of this devotee is inspiring him to speak this for my sake. Ideally, a disciple should hear spiritual master class with the understanding this spiritual master is speaking only for me and me alone. All other disciples are great souls. They are all more or less pure devotees. They don't need it. I need it. I am the most fallen. I am a 3rd class or 10th class fellow. So all that he speaks is for me and me only. I have seen that in the lectures of His Holiness Swami. I was hearing lecture of 1992 or 91. I came to ISKCON in 96, and this is 3, 4, 5 years before. And the Maharaj speaks and hearing audio lecture. Now, it looks like I am in the audience and Maharaj is addressing my problems, my difficulties, my shortcomings, my faults, my mistakes. It appears exactly like that. Like I have given example. Once I was hearing my tooth had some problem, something. It was paining there. I was not understanding what it is. 1 or 2 days it went on. So I thought, let me see something. So I went hearing Maharaj lecture with that phone. So then I hanged it to the hook there. I switched on the light in front of the mirror in bathroom area. And I opened my mouth to see whether something is visible, why it might be paining. So that time Maharaj was saying, what can we understand about this body? We are completely ignorant. Then my jaw closed. I washed my hand, took out that mobile, kept it, switched off the lights, went out of the bathroom area. I understood. He is watching me. चला बाथरूम में देखने के लिए. तुम तो डेंटिस्ट नहीं हो. अब क्या दिखने से भी क्या होने वाला है? What can you understand? In fact, bigger problem is there. Your heart has garbage dump only. That you are not able to detect. थोड़ा इधर पेन हो रहा है. इधर पेन हो रहा है क्या? इधर पेन ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. सब garbage, सब stool, urine, pus, mucus, bile, donkey stool, boar stool, all is stored very much. So overflowing also, and you are not feeling any pain there, and you are feeling pain in your tooth. Spiritual master hearing is very powerful. That's why I never feel separation from my spiritual master. I have seen when devotees meet him, and Maharaj, Maharaj. I feel it's like, morning only I met Maharaj. I heard his lecture while taking bath. Now I am seeing him after half an hour, 1 hour. He's deliverer, no doubt. But anyway, any other question? All queries over? Acha, here, Here I did not see. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Is there any difference between chanting holy name before initiation and after initiation? We read it out. Going for wise devotees are asking. I think they might have asked this before I read it out. You can read it again if in case you feel. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, is there any difference between the holy name given at the time of initiation and before initiation? Yeah, spiritual master chants on the beats and he personally prays, because according to organization of ISKCON, so the spiritual master receives your form filled for initiation. Your name is there, your details are there, your counselor, and your photo is also there. So spiritual master must have seen you somewhere, because he travels also everywhere. So then he prays for you. That in general also he prays, no problem. He is in touch with Paramatma. That let my disciple receiving these beats on which I am chanting, let his whole process of chanting be empowered. So tremendous strength is there with the disciple when he takes those beats. Just like ordinary arrow has some strength of piercing somebody's chest or body. But astra, you have it with some incantation. You chant some like Agni Astra. So you invoke and you get. So that has the power of Agni Dev with it. And it will have release fire only. You understand? It will pierce also, but it will release fire also. Similarly, Vayavastra, Parvatastra, and so many other astras are there. So like that, when one receives the beats from the spiritual master, then his whole process of chanting is empowered. If he is sincere. If he is insincere, then it is another thing. But that's why so much scrutiny happens before initiation. What is the candidate's Viva is taken, so many things. Everything is checked, and then only his name is sent for initiation. Then next is Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pamo. If if any brahmachari enter in grahastha ashram after serving 10 years or 12 or more than that, sir, as brahmachari, so it's because of the committed any offenses or not? Most likely. Otherwise, how is he out? See, I come to Radha Vrindavan and say, I will be your servant. I will serve you without anything. Just let me in one corner of the ashram. थोड़ा सा प्रसाद वगैरह दे देना. So why will he not want a servant? Yes or no? Who will be the master who will want his servant to go away? Who has less demands and who only wants to serve. But when one starts bossing, such a brahmachari will have to go out because he will offend Vaishnavas. He'll think he is a senior. He has any right to correct anyone anyhow. So when he offends, Krishna doesn't like such kind of arrogant people. So he will have to leave the ashram. If only one remains as a humble servant, it's damn easy. Brahmachari life is damn easy thing in creation. Is easier than going back to Godhead. How many of you agree? Going back to Godhead is not easy. But remaining within Brahmacharya ashram is damn easy thing. Because for going back to Godhead, Krishna's mercy only, and Krishna will watch your whole life. For remaining ashram is what? Just serve as a humble menial servant. Yes, any other? Yes. Hare Krishna.
Under the seventh offense, you discussed that.
Again.
Under the seventh offense, you discussed that it is important for devotees to remove the cause of ignorance. So, what is this cause of ignorance?
No, ignorance is the cause of the sin. Yesterday evening we discussed, I think you were there. So because of ignorance, then we have tendency to commit sin, and then we commit sin. Physical action happens later. So ignorance is the root cause. Sitapi avidya. So avidya has to be removed, and avidya can be removed by knowledge. And the knowledge who will give? Spiritual master. The Guru gives that knowledge. Chakshur unmilitam yena jnananjana shalakaya. With the torchlight of knowledge, he opens our eyes. Then we start seeing the world with jnana chakshu. How many of you feel that you are seeing the world around you with jnana chakshu? Shastra chakshu. Like big buildings you see, immediately you should remember Bhumi rapo anolo vayu kham mano buddhi revacha अहंकार इति हमने. अहंकार तो है ही बिल्डर का और मालिक का भी जिसका पैसा है, लेकिन दिख रहा सामने है अर्थ वाटर है, फायर तो है. देखा होगा ना ईंट कैसे बनती है. मिट्टी लिया, उसमें पानी डाला, आग लगा दी है ना भट्टी में वगैरह, तो बन गया वो ईंट. तो अर्थ वाटर फायर तो है ही उसमें. So likewise, so like that the whole world and jivas you see, immediately you should know that these are all children of Krishna. Even the other living entities, cows, dogs, all children of Krishna. You have to see that. If you don't see that, all of you, how many of you seen the photo in Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita that Vidya Vinay Sampanne, that self-realized soul is watching and spark is there in everyone's heart? How many of you seen? तो वो आप कब देखेंगे वो स्पार्क? आपकी कब ट्यूब जलेगी जिसके द्वारा आपको दिखाई? सबका स्पार्क है, हमको दिखना होगा. You understand? And that happens, that is 4.35. He says, Tadvidhi Pranipatena 434. They impart knowledge because they have seen the truth. So the fact or the proof that you have heard from your spiritual master is when you look at anyone, you see them as children of Krishna or they are parts and parcels of Krishna. They are Krishnas. That is 4.35. You read afterwards. So Krishna says, with that knowledge, then the devotee understands that all beings are in me, they are mine, they are my parts and parcels. So you should be able to see. You should not necessarily go by external difference. Oh, this is IIT boy, this is IIT BHU boy. Not that. They are all children of Krishna. Okay, that external designation, that matters for him, not for me. For me, what matters is the ignorant fool, whether he is in IIT or he is in IIT BHU. Maybe IIT BHU is more ignorant than BHU because BHU fellow is humble. हम तो गए गुजरे हैं, कैसे तो आ गए इधर, IIT BHU वाले. तो वैसे और is that clear? Yes. Should we end? With your permission, we'll end then. Well, nobody has a question. If your question is there, I'll continue. But otherwise, so okay. Thank you all very much. शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। Yours only, I think. Yes?
Take care of me.
Okay. Good. He has understood. He's applying. His Jnananjana Chakshus have opened up. And I asked, is it yours? His name I saw. Say it is in care of me. Good.
Hare Krishna. So let's thank Prabhuji for extending himself and coming over here and giving us very important and valuable association to all of us. So we can see from the life of Prabhuji as he was quoting the shloka Shraddha Shabda Vishwasa Kaile Sudra Nishya Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Karte. So how much conviction Prabhuji has in the process which is following, and Prabhuji is very clear about the principles. So like full clarity about what should be the priorities in life, which are the essential principles, sacred principles which we should hold sacred in life. So principles very clear, and details also how to apply those principles in our life, in student scenario or work scenario or in our day-to-day life. So Prabhuji's association is really extremely valuable, and whenever Prabhuji comes and devotees receive association, so it's like a big boost in all devotees' devotional service, their faith, and their commitment to the process. So this is last class of Prabhuji for voice devotees. Prabhuji is going to stay in Varanasi for like 2 more days also effectively. But he is going to take classes from
Could they come? Girls come there in that base?
Temple classes or running temple.
Temple, no? So they can come. Those who want to come. Those who are able to come.
Saturday wala?
Yes, Saturday.
And Sunday to anyway common for all.
Sunday common.
But only today evening may be doubtful.
Today evening
Only for faculty members.
only for faculty. In the work should also.
I asked him whether others can attend, but he said there will be some.
In fact, those devotees who are here who are not going to Prayagraj, actually Prabhuji we have Spurti.
Yeah, I know. You all are going.
So like those devotees who are not going, so like, if you don't have other engagements, so please go to temple for attending Prabhuji's class. So let's thank Prabhuji for coming over here and sharing his association by one time loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Dasosmi. Thank you for accepting me as your servant. That is your greatness that you accept me.
His Sundar Sham Prabhu.
Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.